Hey man, it's a beautiful day, man. Back again. So, The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. Now, this isn't the original version. This is like I think it's like the 20th century, like updated, revised version. So, I definitely know I'm missing out a little bit by not having the OG, but some is better than nothing. And I must say that in 2022, not even a lot of black people would not be happy with this message that he puts forth. But you have to remember, he's giving a very detailed and contemporary account of the early 1900s, late 1800s. He's giving a real studied account of just the state of many black people in America around this time. And so I implore really anybody, but I definitely implore any black person who feel like we're in a very fucked up situation, or our history is always fucked up, or we always doomed to the bottom caste. Anybody who has an interest for social relations and just the state of society, socioeconomics, for anybody who has an interest towards that, I implore you to read The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. Real quick, two things that I personally felt like were kind of important to me from the book. He says, one should rely upon protest only when it is supported by a constructive program. So, a lot of times, especially, just a few years ago or last year, and honestly still going, people feel that protests are true activism. Protesting is not activism. Activism is activism. Protesting is protesting. Okay, there is much that you can do in conjunction with protesting, but there's also much you can do instead of protesting. Protesting is basically asking the people who don't care about you to care about you. Okay, the key word is asking. Activism is more so showing through your actions how they have to recognize your presence. Okay, so that's personally the way I look at it. So all of this mindless running around, screaming and yelling, yeah, I know it's in our history. I know that's how we get down. But every tradition should not be honored. Sue me. And the next thing he says, I want to point this out. He says, the Negroes, however, will not advance far if they continue to waste their energy abusing those who misdirect and exploit them. The exploiters of the race are not so much at fault as the race itself. If Negroes persist in permitting themselves to be handled in this fashion, they will always find someone at hand to impose upon them. So basically saying, if you focused on finding where people are doing you wrong, you're gonna find a bunch of people doing you wrong. But if you get into it, yeah, you're still gonna uncover people doing you wrong, but it's gonna be from is more so going to be from a position of, oh, I have leverage and I see what you're trying to do, versus you're at the bottom of the well, making sure you point out everybody who's throwing scraps down at you. It's just a different. It's a different paradigm shift, and there's no power in finding people who do you wrong. You'll always be able to find people who do you wrong. Every time you drive to work, you'll be able to find somebody who should have let you over, or shouldn't have cut you off, or you go to fill up gas and that person saw you almost pull into that spot and they hurried up and pulled it to you before. You're always going to find somebody. If you look, you're always going to find someone and somebody. But where's your power, though? Where are you coming from? What can you do about it? Another thing he says real quick. He says the race needs workers, not leaders. And I know for damn sure I'm not a leader. I'm just over here talking about books and shit. I'm a leader in my own life, but as far as leading other niggas, I'm not a leader. I'm a worker. I be working. You see the work fit, I'm finna go to work. And then he also says, old men talk of what they have done, young men of what they are doing, and fools of what they expect to do. It's a good book, man.